I'm so incredibly thankful to all of the lab members for everything that they've given to lab. I feel so lucky to be in a position where I can work at the lab and work with lab personnel, but also as a graduate student to have the backing of the lab, not just the lab help and mentorship, but the funding that has helped me get this project up and going so that I can make it a lifetime project. So thank you for donating to the lab and helping me fund my work. Don't move too fast, but there's a nutcracker like right down near the suet. That was him. We have 3 nutcrackers basically circling. They want to come in, but they're a little skeptical. He's on a branch right above the suet, looking at it. He keeps turning his head sideways and looking down. Oh, he just flew to the ground. Hi, guy. His feathers are a little ruffled right now, but he will preen as soon as we let him go, and they'll be totally back to normal in no time. This is a GPS transmitter. It's actually solar powered. It weighs 5 grams. So once I take this battery off the back, it starts sending out a signal, and every time a satellite passes over, it picks up the signal to get a GPS point. This is actually the first time a satellite transmitter has been put on any nomadic seed dispersing passerine. This goes onto the back of the bird. We put this over the head, so it's just like a backpack. In the past, when I've radio tracked birds, we were using VHF transmitters. And so we were out there with the antennas following the birds around. And we could pick up the birds 30 miles line of sight. But several birds completely disappeared. And now with the satellite transmitter, wherever this bird goes, I will be able to figure out where it's going. That feels good. Okay, the wings seem fine. 1, 2, 3. Right now, we're near the top of Togadi Pass. We're actually at 10,079 feet, and we're up here just to give you all a sense of where I've been working for the past 6 years. If you look out behind me, that is one of the largest roadless areas in the southern 48 states. And up here, it's primarily whitebark pine. Whitebark's so important to have at these highest elevations because they actually help retain the snowpack. By retaining the snowpack longer in the year, it decreases the spring flooding and then decreases droughts in the summer, which is really important for people as well as all sorts of wildlife. One of the biggest problems that we're facing is, as you can see, there is just devastating mortality of whitebark pine trees. As of 2009, almost 50% of the whitebark pine stands showed mortality. If I look around here, I would take a quick estimate and say that 98% of the large trees are dead. One of the things I've been studying is how the decline of the whitebark pine is impacting Clark's nutcrackers. And there seems to be a really tight relationship between the trees and the birds, where when there are fewer trees, there are fewer birds. So this is a live whitebark pine. Those are all dead whitebark pines. So you can see that this was beetle kill, because all of the trees that are large, all of the trees that are about this big or bigger, are dead. So you can see here these J-shaped galleries. Those are indicative of beetle kill. So the beetles go in and they make these J-shaped galleries and then lay their eggs. And then the larvae hatch and eat the phloem. But this was definitely a beetle kill. Part of the reason that the mountain pine beetles are experiencing this epidemic is because of climate change. We know for a fact that the Rocky Mountains have been much warmer for the past 10 plus years. And because of the warmer temperatures, the beetles are finally able to move up in elevation, where usually it was too cold for them to exist. Plus, in some places, they found that the beetles are actually having 2 sets of young instead of just 1, because there's a much longer growing season. Oh, I just heard a bird. Ah, there we go. That's what it's supposed to do. They're so calm in the hand. Every so often you get a feisty one, but usually they're pretty calm. The 2 years following low whitebark pine cone crops, I found that in this entire ecosystem, population-wide, the nutcrackers did not seem to breed. Often he wants to hold on to something with his claws, and if you give him a stick, he'll just hold on. So if whitebark pine is declining, which we know it is, if that's leading to Clark's nutcracker declines, this is a problem because there are fewer nutcrackers to disperse the seeds of the whitebark pine. And this guy is going to be Fish and Wildlife Service number 20470. When people think about the greater Yellowstone ecosystem, they often picture wolves and grizzly bears and buffalo and all these amazing charismatic megafauna, which are incredible. But the nutcrackers, this pretty small bird which lives up in the mountains and a lot of people don't even recognize, is actually a keystone species that should get plenty of sunshine. I wouldn't necessarily say any one species can save an ecosystem, but I think the presence of nutcrackers is really important to the overall integrity of the greater Yellowstone and many other ecosystems throughout the entire western US. I think losing them would be detrimental. You, bird, are going to bring me lots of great data. Hey, there you go. And you see, he doesn't try to escape and go far, far, far away. He just goes right there. Cool.